Most people believe attractiveness is about having perfect looks, stylish clothes, or a polished image, but science reveals a deeper truth. Within just 7 seconds of meeting someone, your brain has already formed a lasting impression about them, and vice versa. What if you could hack this process? What if you could harness brain science to instantly become more magnetic, more confident, and more attractive without changing your face or faking who you are? First impressions are not just important, they are everything. Research from Princeton University has shown that our brains decide whether to trust or like someone within milliseconds of seeing their face. This decision is not based on logic or conscious thought. It is based on subtle cues, brain chemistry, and deeply rooted neural patterns. If you understand this, you can use it to your advantage and shape how others perceive you instantly. What makes someone attractive goes far beyond symmetry or good grooming. Neuroscience points to emotional cues, nonverbal behavior, and even subtle facial expressions that trigger trust, curiosity, and admiration in others. Becoming instantly attractive is not about pretending. It is about activating the parts of your brain that allow you to connect, lead, and inspire on sight. In this video, we are going to explore how your brain perceives others and how their brains perceive you. You will learn the science behind eye contact, body language, vocal tone, and more. Each tool you discover will empower you to take control of your presence, redefine how you show up in the world, and magnetize others with genuine confidence. This is not a video about manipulation or superficial tricks. It is about transformation, about stepping into a more compelling, confident version of yourself using the most powerful technology you already own, your brain. So, stay with me until the end, because by the time you finish, you will see yourself and others through a new lens. Every moment you meet someone new, your brain engages in a rapid-fire analysis. It picks up on micro-expressions, tone of voice, posture, and 100 other cues. All of this happens before a single word is spoken. This is your brain's way of keeping you safe, detecting friend from foe, and deciding whom to trust, follow, or admire. First impressions are not just social customs. They are survival instincts etched into the folds of your brain. This automatic process is known as thin slicing. Coined by psychologists, thin slicing refers to the brain's ability to make accurate judgments about people based on very limited information. Imagine walking into a room and instantly knowing who seems approachable or who commands respect. That is not magic, it is neuroscience. The amygdala, your brain's emotional processing center, rapidly scans faces for danger or familiarity. Simultaneously, the prefrontal cortex evaluates social value, competence, and trustworthiness. Most people are unaware that their own brains are doing this, and even more unaware that others are doing it to them. This means that how you walk into a room, how you hold your head, and how you express emotion on your face creates a story that others unconsciously read. This story determines whether you will be remembered, admired, or forgotten. You cannot afford to let that story write itself. The good news is that your brain is not fixed. Thanks to neuroplasticity, you can train it to respond differently. You can build new habits that project confidence, warmth, and charisma. Naturally, you do not have to fake it. You only need to align your internal state with external cues so people feel your presence before you even speak. This is how leaders lead. This is how stars shine. And this is how you become instantly attractive. Throughout this video, you will learn how to speak to the brain's instinctive systems. You will not rely on gimmicks, but on proven neuroscience to build authentic presence. It is not about becoming someone else. It is about revealing the most powerful version of yourself, the one your brain is capable of becoming, and the one the world is waiting to see. Eye contact is one of the strongest social signals your brain can send. Neuroscience shows that when you look someone directly in the eye, it activates the fusiform gyrus, a brain region linked to face recognition, and increases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This makes others feel seen and connected to you. Holding eye contact for just 3 to 5 seconds can build instant trust. But the key is not to stare. Intentional, soft eye contact combined with a warm facial expression is perceived as confident and attractive, not aggressive. When you look away too often, your brain signals insecurity. It suggests social anxiety or lack of self-belief. On the other hand, maintaining steady, respectful eye contact while listening or speaking shows that you are present and self-assured. This communicates competence and reliability. In job interviews, dating, or leadership, people who maintain healthy eye contact are consistently rated as more likable and trustworthy. Eye contact also affects your own brain. It increases your self-awareness and helps regulate your emotions through feedback from the other person's face. This loop enhances your ability to read social cues and adjust your approach in real time. Over time, consistent practice improves your brain's ability to engage socially and form deeper, more meaningful connections. Start practicing with friends, family, or even in the mirror. Challenge yourself to hold eye contact longer during conversations. Use it when greeting people, presenting ideas, or sharing your thoughts. With every moment of eye contact, you are training your brain to show up with more presence. You are teaching others that you are not afraid to be seen. Once you become comfortable using eye contact intentionally, it becomes a silent power. People will not always know why they feel drawn to you, but their brains will trust you. That is the magic of neuroscience. It works behind the scenes to reshape how others feel in your presence. Your body speaks before you do. In fact, studies have found that over 55% of communication is nonverbal. The brain pays attention to posture, gestures, and movement even more than words. When you enter a room with upright posture, relaxed shoulders, and open gestures, the brain perceives you as confident and competent. These signals reduce threat responses in others and make them more receptive to you. Slouched shoulders, crossed arms, or nervous fidgeting can trigger the amygdala in others, signaling discomfort or insecurity. This leads their brains to question your credibility or even avoid interaction. On the other hand, expansive posture, arms uncrossed, feet shoulder-width apart, activates the brain's reward centers. It conveys leadership, ease, and approachability. Power posing, made famous by social psychologist Amy Cuddy, demonstrates that standing in a confident pose for just 2 minutes can elevate testosterone and decrease cortisol levels in your body. This changes your brain chemistry, helping you feel more assertive and less stressed. You do not just look confident, you become confident through the body-mind connection. Start being intentional with your body language in every environment. Whether in meetings, interviews, or social gatherings, walk tall and move with purpose. Mirror positive body language when interacting with others, which creates subconscious rapport and increases likability. When your movements reflect self-trust, people instinctively feel drawn to your presence. Body language is not just about image, it shapes your internal narrative. When you carry yourself like someone who belongs, your brain rewires itself to believe it, and the world begins to reflect that belief right back at you. Micro-expressions are tiny, involuntary facial movements that reveal genuine emotion. The human brain is wired to detect these expressions in milliseconds. Your ability to manage your own facial cues and read others' expressions is a powerful social advantage. Studies using fMRI have shown that micro-expressions are processed in the amygdala even before we are consciously aware of them. A warm smile, for instance, activates the orbitofrontal cortex, a brain area associated with reward. This makes people feel good in your presence and links you with positive feelings. On the other hand, a forced smile or blank expression can trigger confusion or distrust. People may not know why, but they will sense something is off. Authenticity is not just a moral value, it is a neural trigger. By becoming more aware of your own facial expressions, you begin to control how you make others feel. When you greet someone, do you flash a brief smile that disappears quickly, or do you genuinely express interest? Your face sets the emotional tone of any interaction. The brain scans these signals to determine if you are safe, engaged, and emotionally intelligent. Practice emotional awareness by spending time observing your expressions in front of a mirror or on video. Learn to smile with your eyes, which shows real joy and signals empathy. Develop a neutral but open resting face when listening. Use subtle nods to show agreement. These cues activate mirror neurons in the other person's brain, creating resonance and emotional alignment. Attractiveness is often about how others feel in your presence. When your facial expressions communicate warmth, attention, and sincerity, people feel emotionally safe. That sense of safety is the foundation of all genuine attraction. Your voice is not just sound, it is emotion delivered through frequency. Neuroscience shows that certain vocal tones activate different parts of the brain. A calm, rhythmic voice activates the prefrontal cortex and promotes attention and trust. In contrast, a high-pitched, rushed tone can trigger stress and discomfort in the listener's brain, especially in high-stakes conversations. People are naturally drawn to voices that are measured, confident, and expressive. Research has shown that vocal features like pitch, tone, volume, and pacing influence how credible and attractive someone is perceived to be. A deep, grounded voice is often linked to leadership and strength, while clear articulation shows intelligence and poise. You can improve your vocal delivery through deliberate breathing and voice exercises. Start by practicing diaphragmatic breathing to support your voice with stability. Slow down your speech to avoid rushing through thoughts. Pause between points to allow your message to land. These changes affect how your words are received by the listener's brain. Record yourself speaking and analyze your tone and rhythm. Practice reading aloud with emphasis on emotion and clarity. Speak as though you are painting images with your words. When your voice carries emotional resonance, the listener's brain lights up with mirror activity. They feel what you feel, and this builds rapport and influence. A powerful voice is not about volume or dominance. It is about presence. When your voice reflects certainty and calm, people trust you. When it carries genuine emotion, people connect with you. And when it aligns with your body language and eye contact, your entire presence becomes magnetic. Let us pause for a moment. Right now, you may be thinking, what if I have already made bad impressions? Or what if people never really notice me? These are natural thoughts. But neuroscience has an answer to that too. Your brain is not a fixed machine, it is a dynamic rewiring powerhouse. Every small change you make sends a new signal. Every moment is a chance to create a new impression. You are not trapped by your past, you are rewired by your present decisions. When you step into a room with a new mindset, your brain responds. It releases new neurochemicals that affect how you feel, how you speak, and how you are seen. If you choose to bring more warmth, more awareness, and more presence, others will respond. Even if they never met you before, you do not need to be perfect. You just need to be real, centered, and engaged. That is what attracts people more than anything else. Many of us carry emotional weight from past rejections, criticisms, or self-doubt. These experiences wire our brains to play small, to avoid risk, or to assume others will judge us. But that wiring is not permanent. Every act of courage, every time you look someone in the eye, speak with confidence, or walk into a space like you belong, you rewrite those old pathways. You prove to your brain that a new story is possible. It is important to remember that attractiveness is not about seeking approval. It is about alignment, aligning how you feel about yourself with how you show up. When that alignment is strong, your brain radiates authenticity, and authenticity activates the deepest form of connection. The people around you will feel it in their bones. They will remember you not just for your appearance, but for how you made them feel. That is the power of impression grounded in emotion. So if you ever doubt yourself, go back to the science. Remember your presence, your energy, your micro expressions, your voice, your gaze. These are all levers you can shift. You are not invisible. You are not overlooked. You are simply in the process of waking up your brain's potential to lead, to connect, and to inspire. You are already becoming the most attractive version of yourself. One thought, one step, one moment at a time. Now that you understand the neuroscience behind first impressions, you must choose how you will use it. Do not let this be another video you watch and forget. Let it be the catalyst, the spark that ignites a transformation. Because today you have something most people never receive, a roadmap to becoming attractive in a way that is authentic, brain-based, and lasting. Start small. Begin by practicing eye contact with someone you see daily. Adjust your posture when you enter a room. Smile with real intention. Speak slowly, clearly, and with purpose. These tiny changes send signals to your brain and to others that you are here, you are confident, and you are ready to lead with presence. The next time you meet someone new, remember, you are not just being seen. You are being processed by their brain, evaluated in milliseconds. Use that moment to express warmth. Use it to radiate trust. Use it to show the world that you have done the inner work. Because when your presence matches your intention, you become magnetic. If you found this video meaningful, share it with someone who needs to be reminded of their worth. Someone who has forgotten that they are powerful, memorable, and capable of connection. Leave a comment below with your biggest takeaway. Let us build a community of people who understand that real attraction begins with the brain and grows from the heart. And finally, subscribe if you are ready to keep learning how to master your mind, rewire your habits, and become the strongest version of yourself. There is so much more to explore. You have just taken the first step. The world is watching. Make your impression count. Energy is not mystical, it is neurological. The energy you project comes from your emotional state, which is shaped by your thoughts, habits, and mindset. When your energy is calm, focused, and positive, your brain emits that state through every nonverbal channel, eyes, tone, posture, and presence. Others feel this instinctively, even if they do not consciously know why. Neuroscience shows that emotional states are contagious. This is called emotional contagion. When you bring positive energy into a room, the mirror neurons in others' brains begin to match your state. This leads to emotional alignment and rapport. But the opposite is also true. If you bring anxious or insecure energy, people subconsciously mirror it and trust erodes. You can prime your emotional state before any social interaction. Practice mindfulness to ground yourself. Visualize successful interactions. Use affirmations or gratitude practices to generate positivity. These techniques activate the brain's reward system and lower cortisol levels, helping you appear calm and attractive. In the moments before you meet someone, slow your breathing and connect with your body. Let go of the outcome and focus on curiosity. When you shift from performance to presence, your brain enters a more coherent state. This allows others to feel relaxed and open around you. People are naturally drawn to those who regulate their own emotions well. Energy is the final layer of attraction. It cannot be faked, but it can be cultivated. When your internal state matches the story you want others to believe, your brain becomes your most powerful ally, and attraction becomes effortless.